Welcome back. Today on the camper renovation, we're gonna just start digging in and removing surface trim and the cabinet faces, remove the drawers, the fridge and the stove. We'll take some of the dimensions as we're tearing this apart, but I pretty much assume most everything is gonna just come out of here. And in order to do this, got a drill, some bits, hammer, a couple different pry bars, respirators, some safety glasses, face shield, and whatever else I end up needing I can go run off and get. But I think that's pretty much all you need in order to start in on this. So I'll set the camera down and start digging in and see what we come up with. All right, we're in the first day of really tearing into this, and there wasn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason because there was a lot of repairs that had already been done in here. So I just started ripping screws out. And in this case, I needed a pretty good index of bits because a lot of different repairs have happened in here. Now, the vintage stuff, we've got a bit on here that's fairly unique. And I'm just using a square drive to pull these out, and I doubt I'll put these back in. These are pretty annoying. And then as you see into what we've got going on, the insulation has already been removed here. These exhaust fans, they were just covered up. We got rust all around these. So yeah, these are places that are gonna have to be dealt with. We've got rot up here. So once again, the whole top just really needs to be dealt with. And then in the back here, pretty much the same thing. The hatch was sealed up. All this previous roofing and ceiling was already removed from in here. I just removed the panel up on top of here. Once I get into here, I'll go ahead and salvage these right here. These are match the doors themselves, and we'll just come in and start peeling this trim off of here, rip the cabinets off of here. A couple things down here. One thing I like that I'm going to go ahead and use, if you haven't checked out my biodigester videos, I recommend you check these out. But this right here is a 12-volt water pump, and I've got a plan that if this works, I'll go ahead and incorporate this into my biodigester for the summer and get some use out of it while the camper's being redone. And then once the camper needs it again, I'll just bring it back out here and figure out what to do with the biodigester after that. So yeah, we got broken glass like I pointed out before. These don't seal all the way. Remove these screws, and you can see a lot of rust in here. So you know that there's going to be a lot of damage, wood rot in here. This is just completely rotted out. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was her time. She needed a bath or something, huh? And so this previous repair, it really looks like they just came in with their 2x6s. We stacked them on top of the top rim there. And then in this case, they just stacked these 2x4s. And I think if I do anything similar to these 2x6s right here, instead of just putting a block here and there, run 2x straight across that. I don't know, let me know what you guys think about that. All right, so removing the stove, I had 2 screws down below, and then we have 2 screws on each side of the top. And so like this one here, we're stripped out. This one over here It's completely rusted over. Can't even get to that. So we'll use some creative ingenuity and dig those out. And yeah, the top, I don't know, it's fairly dirty, but it can all be cleaned up. Hadn't showed any of the inside yet. Pretty clean. This probably hasn't been used a whole bunch. So my thought on this is I'm going to get this converted over to biogas and run this off of methane instead of propane. Be sure to check those videos out. And so the most effective thing that I found, quick and easy, since this countertop's not going back in and it's rotted, I just used the claw of a hammer, popped both of those screws loose, and then seeing what we have back here, here's the disconnect for the propane. We'll go ahead and get that disconnected, and then this will just slide right out. We can take this out and start getting it cleaned up and put it away for the time being. To disconnect the propane line, I want to go ahead and remove this top plate right here. That way I can get down to the line and hold the back side of it as well. And so there's two screws here, one in the center. I went ahead and removed that. You push forward on this. It's underneath these little clips right here, one on each side. So you push forward on the element, and there's your 4 gas lines right here. They all slide right back into this manifold right here. Okay. So it's nice and easy. That'll make this easy to clean up, and I'll be able to get to that propane line, get this disconnected, and pull this right out. Once this is off, sink's close to coming out. The plumbing down here, I'm just going to strip all of this out. All that PVC is just fine, and then I'll just come back in here and replumb this with new plumbing, new PVC. So we got the fridge out and the stove out. Need to pull the furnace, and then there's the hot water heater and the electrical panel and the water tank. And then yeah, pop that sink out of there. Just rip the rest of this corner out. Still have the vent up here. And as you can see inside of this, we've just got all sorts of different rods. Everywhere you see rusty screws. We got penetrations coming through here. Getting ready to pull the countertop. I've got the sink removed. Most of the plumbing is out of here. I've stripped it out of the back there. It was a mess, all cut up. So make sure you get the general idea of how this was put together. Take lots of pictures, maybe a video, post it on YouTube. And so yeah, just a lot of good stuff in this camper. Once again, I gave $200 for it, and I'm about a day worth of tearing this thing apart. The roof was in pretty bad shape. I'm gonna pull the air conditioner out and not worry about putting that back in. That's one of the main causes. It's brought a lot of weight into the rotted boards. And yeah, the top plate, it seems to be in the worst condition. And then anywhere that there was a penetration in the ceiling, the roof was pretty bad. but the walls seem to be in pretty good shape. Around some of these windows, it looks like there's some rot. So it's May 1st, and here's an update of what's going on with the camper that I picked up. And just peeling away at different parts of the walls, tore the front cabinets out. We've got water damage in different places. We've got mold. The air conditioner is the main problem. It has caused rot throughout the wood throughout the top. And so my plan here is to just remove the air conditioner completely and patch that hole up when I get to the roof. And so yeah, most of this all came out pretty nice and easy. We've got rot going on up here. And so I hear people say on other videos, you do this from the outside in. Sorry if I don't listen to that. I'm not looking at restoring this to its original condition by any means. Now these benches are a booger to get out. They've got these screws in, where we got these little 1x on screwed to the floor, and then they've got screws on the sides of them, and so it just makes it difficult because these screw heads are just really hard to get a hold of. It's a unique bit. What I've been using is a small star bit, works on some of them. Square bits work on some of them. You can use a rubber band and you put it inside of the hole in the screw and then stick the bit inside of there, and that helps grab a hold of the screw. And I'm sure a lot of these old travel trailers just have all sorts of unique screws throughout them. The plumbing, I've probably mentioned it in other videos. Whoever tore through this before, they just disconnected pipes and then they put a big bench across here and just covered it all up. And if anybody would have ever just put water in here or pushed anything down the sink, it would have just poured out all over the floor. So yeah, if you end up getting a used trailer, make sure all the plumbing's in its proper places. And so the bathroom was removed from here, and my intention at this point would be to install a bathroom back into here. This material back here has different hardware and the lights. I think I can sell these on either Facebook or eBay and recover some of my money that I purchased the unit for. So the hot water heater and the furnace need to come out. And that's all that's really left over here. This front, I'd rather not tear into it, but we've got rot going on. I'm going to go ahead and pull all of that out. And so the other thing that I'm going to do is I want to make sure these walls don't collapse. And so got a couple 90-degree brackets, and we will connect these to these 2x6s and the wall. That way this thing doesn't fall apart on me when I peel a little bit more of the material out from in here. And we'll figure out how to patch this roof in. I think it's gonna be peel the roof off, patch all the bad screws through here. My intention would be to, like, I don't know if I want these vents in here anymore. I think I can change them up to other styles and doing something else, putting a penetration through the wall somewhere else and running a inline fan. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button, and feel free to leave a comment down below. One of the easiest ways that you can support our channel is if you're going to make a purchase on Amazon, you can click the link down below and there's no additional charge to you. We may earn a small commission on it. Be sure to check out our Facebook group. There's a lot of active conversations on a number of different projects going on. The link is down below in the description. And if you have any tips on doing this rebuild, feel free to leave comments down below. Thanks a lot.